Hobson City kicks off a week-long celebration tomorrow.
We saw some rain and storms in the early morning hours up until about lunch today. Things are going to change. We'll talk about that in my complete 7-day forecast coming up.
Jacksonville State getting ready for their second scrimmage of the fall. We'll talk about it coming up in sports. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
Good evening, and thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News for Friday, August 11th, 2023. I'm Katie Edwards.
And I'm Mike Stedham.
Hobson City's 124th Founders Celebration begins Saturday afternoon at 3 at the Oak Ridge Missionary Baptist Church with a spiritual renewal service. It's the first in a series of week-long events celebrating the founding of Alabama's first all-black city and the heritage of the people who lived there. Mayor Alberta McCrory says it's a town tradition to begin this celebration at a church service.
Our spiritual lives are very important to us, and the role that God plays in our lives and the role that we play in terms of our relationship with Him.
And Mayor McCrory says the churches in Hobson City have played a major role in the town's history from the beginning.
Give them that good feeling that they've been able to come home, and even though mama may not be here anymore, daddy may not be, some siblings have gone on to glory, but you were still able to come back and reconnect with those people that you grew up with and that you shared time with, that you're still here to be able to share those times and reflect on those days of growing up in Hobson City, Alabama.
When we return, we'll tell you about a special event being planned for the Cleburne County Courthouse in Heflin later this month.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
The Cleburne County Community Choir will present a concert in the courthouse next Thursday night as a musical tribute to Paula Haynes Short. The program starts at 6:30 in the Cleburne County Courthouse. Mrs. Short was a beloved member of the community and a member of the choir. She was also a retired teacher who devoted time to serving the children of Cleburne County.
Governor Kay Ivey this week unveiled Be Linked Alabama as the name of the marketing campaign for the state's effort to expand access to high-speed internet across the state. The project will be funded with more than $1.4 billion from the U.S. Department of Commerce Broadband Equity Access and Deployment Program and an additional $400 million in federal funding. The governor says Be Linked Alabama will further her administration's commitment to fully connecting the state. The new brand comes alongside significant improvements made possible by federal funds from the American Rescue Plan Act that were allocated by the state legislature in 2022. Since 2018, Alabama has invested $88.6 million in state dollars through grant awards supporting 109 projects through the Alabama Broadband Accessibility Fund. Once all of those projects have been awarded and have been completed, access to internet service will be available to more than 82,000 additional Alabama households, businesses, and community institutions.
When we come back, we'll tell you about some cool places to beat the heat this weekend.
Well, my name's Mike Craven, and we recently purchased an open carport, metal carport from Waldrop Manufacturing. I have an extra car. We have a very small home, very small driveway, and I needed somewhere just to park another vehicle, just out of the weather. And I had been told by 2 or 3 friends that knew we had recently remodeled a home that Waldrops were the people that you need to go talk to. I was in that area one day and I thought, hey, I'll just stop in, and I did without calling. and greeted warmly, well taken care of. It was just, really the whole process was just good from day one.
WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Because of the dangerously high temperatures being predicted for this weekend, the United Way cooling station at the bridge behind Anniston's First United Methodist Church will be open both Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. This cooling location has been made possible by the United Way of East Central Alabama in partnership with the Anniston First United Methodist Church and his Hands and Feet Ministries. For more information on other community resources, you may contact the United Way helpline by dialing 211.
The Fort McClellan Training Center of the Alabama National Guard says it has issued a noise advisory that will be in effect through Saturday. This noise advisory is due to regularly scheduled training exercises that will include artillery fire. Training times are subject to change based on environmental and other factors. Intermittent training noise may be heard in surrounding communities. Also, certain weather conditions such as overcast skies can increase noise and vibrations.
Well, Katie, I'm not sure about your neighborhood, but we felt some of those artillery shots today.
Well, I did not hear them, but perhaps maybe we will have some of those overcast skies we talked about in that last story. That would at least bring the temperatures down just a little bit. Let's go to Jordan Smith, who is joining us now in our EAN Weather Center to find out. Jordan, what's the weather looking like?
Well, Mike and Katie, doesn't look like you're going to get a whole lot of cloud cover this weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in weather.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
We saw some rain and thunderstorms early this morning and about through lunch today. After we got through the lunch hour, the sun came out and it began to get really hot with that humidity rising from the rain. High of 89 degrees, still below average of the time this year. Low of 74, still a little above average on that with a record of 102. As we look at weather on your street tonight, go to Jacksonville on 7th Avenue Northeast, 71 degrees, clear skies. All that rain is going to be moved out for the day, and it's going to be a pretty night. And that's going to be the case tomorrow as we roll in to tomorrow at Wellington Road in Wellington. High of 94. Those temps are going to be on the rise. We'll talk about that in a moment in my 7-day forecast. But the temperatures are going to rise. Plenty of sunshine tomorrow. May see a little bit of cloud cover, but not as much as we've been used to this week. As we look at the weekend, Metters Drive in Sax. Temperatures again still on the rise with a mid-90s we're going to see, and that's going to kind of continue on into the weekend as we look at the 7-day. 95 for the most of us tomorrow, 72 being the low, 96 as we get into Sunday. But look at these rain chances. These rain chances are diminishing a lot. We're still going to may see that pop-up afternoon thunderstorm shower, anything like that just being in the summertime. Monday, 97, but look at this as we roll into Tuesday. 91, 64 in those lows, and that temperature begins to drop on throughout the week. 89 on Wednesday. That rain chances starts to diminish as we get into next week, late into next week, and into next weekend. High of 91 on Friday with about a 10% chance. But going to be much cooler next week than we saw this week, and rain-free, I should say, for the most part. Well, it's time to head over to Chase in Sports, where he's got an update on the Jacksonville Golden Eagle football team. Chase?
Thanks, Jordan. Tomorrow, the Jack State Gamecocks will take the field for their second and final scrimmage of fall camp. During last Saturday's fall scrimmage, it gave Rich Rod and the coaching staff a chance to see the new guys and how they reacted to learning the system. The team has had another week of camp under their belt, and so tomorrow, Rich Rod will be looking at how the team responds to certain situations.
This week is all about situational stuff. Every down and distance, I want guys being aware of the time on the clock, the time in the game, who's in it, what particular personnel groups we're using and all that. And I want everybody, as I told everybody in the program, needs to be engaged on the sidelines. And I think they understand that, but I have to keep preaching that because there's a tendency as practice goes on, they'll lose focus, and we can't have that.
While the Golden Eagles senior class is smaller than most years, the team will not be lacking in experience heading into the 2023 season. There are 12 seniors on the roster, but they've been starters for their careers at Jacksonville. And to go along with a large junior class, Coach Clint Smith is excited to see the team as they hit the field.
Real excited about the senior group we got coming up. They've been with us a long time. A lot of those guys have started for 4 years, and so, real proud of them. Excited about our younger groups coming. We got a real big 9th and 10th grade class that, it's got some good guys in there, good players. So, hopefully as the time goes on, they'll grow and mature and kind of go along with those seniors and hopefully have a great year.
One of the players returning for the Golden Eagles is quarterback Jim Ogle. The Troy commit is heading into his senior year after being starter for the last 2 seasons at Jacksonville. Coach Smith has nothing but high praise for his senior leader.
Jim's a worker. He's a very humble kid, outstanding leader, good in the classroom. It's just, he's the first one in the weight room, last one to leave, works on the weekends throwing routes and stuff. Just really hard worker and does a lot of great things for us. He's gotten bigger. He's gotten taller, he's gotten stronger, and he's really just kind of growing into himself. And it's like I've told people, I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the state. And if I gotta have a guy lead us down the field to score to win the game, that's my guy. Just a very good football IQ. Very very smart football wise as well. And so just excited for his senior year coming up and actually in his future, after high school.
The Eagles will start off the season week 0 as they go on the road to Boaz. That's it for sports. Let's send it back over to Mike and Katie.
Thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News.
You can find us here online every weekday evening starting around 6:30 on either Facebook or YouTube. Just go to our video feed and watch the news whenever it's convenient for you.
We'll see you back here Monday for your news on your schedule.